Alright, here's an example of how I go from the stencil to the cutting. So I have my Safariland holster. I like this one a lot. Traced it, put a light on top, shined it down, drew on the shadow, and now that I have the stencil out, I can cut it down. So what I do is mark it around. And try my best to keep it where things are. It is pretty floppy. Oops. Okay. Alright, there you go. There's the stencil. Now, kind of did this trick here where I take the drill, pop a pilot hole. Oh, ah! Gotta get that. Alright, well that was not a good first try. Oh, didn't go all the way through on the bottom. Okay, let's see here. Poke it through. There it is. Okay. Hook it onto the top aluminum rod. There are the notches. Alright, now fire's on. You can kind of see the smoke. We're going to cut. So I'm just going slow. If you go too fast, the wire starts to bend over and bow. So we gotta let the wire do its thing, catch up slowly. Notice if you stay, I notice a lot of smoke comes out, but if you're cruising a little bit, there's not that much smoke. Kind of has a very weird smell to it. Sure, it's not too healthy. My stencil, I'm just going around the inside edge of the red and plan on spraying some plasti dip on the outside to protect the foam red around that. If you do a lot of in and out, the edges of the foam will start to fray, and people who put plasti dip on it on the outside layer, they can get a little bit better life out of the edges of the fine detailed corners. coming up about halfway through the cut. So far so good. Except for that first pilot hole. Guess we'll see how it looks once it comes out. Plan on doing my case in 2 layers so I can get some depth and range inside my case. Might as well use it since I have it. Alright, finally down the home stretch. You notice when you get the lines to connect, you'll know. You'll see the band like kind of snap forward. And when I turn it off, the heat dissipates really quickly so it doesn't melt anything too badly. There we go. Alright. Okay. Not bad. Gonna see how it looks like. It's not a bad cut. There's my holster. Fits the curve well, but this outside is no good. I'll have to work on that a little bit. I might end up just cutting the whole thing just to get a relief cut in, but it will be. Not too bad. So, this is my first layer. Where is... Alright, oops, wrong way. There's one. There's two. Where is my goggles? Not goggles. Like this. And then one of my last cuts is going to be my Oakleys. So, oh, too dark. Kind of see how it came out. It's not bad. Oh, magazine. And let's see here. So, 200 rounds of 9 and okay, 375 rounds of 22. Oh, my earplugs. So my earplug hole a little bit too big, so it kind of really falls in there. Made the little finger cups so you can get into it. Maybe we can get another set. That'll be perfect. So that's how I plan on doing it. Kind of cool. Alright, here is how I control depth on the first layer. So originally I cut out this foam right here. Cut it out this shape. Popped it out. Okay. So what I want to do now is, it's going to be like this, right? This is facing up. Here is my 22 conversion that sits like this on top. Okay. So since this is the top, I'm going to go down a certain depth like this. So what I'm going to do, just going to drop a line. Kind of see how deep I go, and set my wire back up on the rod, turn on my machine, and I cut. Almost through. Same thing, I'm going right above the red line where I marked. And I'm out. There we go. Alright, so I take this piece that I still have, stuff it back inside, okay, then put my upper on. You can kind of see how it doesn't go any further in now. I may end up putting relief cuts on top and doing it that way I can pull it out, but I have no problems pulling that out easily. So there we go. That's how I set the depth. Kind of see how it's pretty flushed, so I like it. Alright, so first set of modifications. So I have two slides that I'm going to be using at all times. I have my KKM 9 and my Advantage 22. So I'll always have something in here. So now I showed how I can get this nice and even, goes in nice. So I marked where finger index right here. I'm going to cut those out and show you how I did that. Second one is, if I have my gun right here, I want to slightly offset it, so I'm going to put a handle right here, and I'll show you that in a little bit too. So like that. Of course, I'm gonna put maybe my knife right here, like this, something like this. So, Sabrosa, carry that every day. Somewhere right here, like this. All right, so I got everything emptied out. I left a little foam insert here to show you the cutout, how it fits perfectly, and how I raised it up so it only has a little bit of a depth. Now I'm going to pull that out. Okay, and then I'm going to cut off my little finger holes. So I'm going to undo my string, the nichrome wire, put that back on, attach that, turn it on, and cut my finger reliefs out. That's one. Oh no, my garage light just turned off. Alright, here we go. Alright. Well, finger reliefs are cut. Turn off the machine, and my wire gets cool almost immediately, so it's easy to maintain. So put my foam insert back in, and my slide goes back in like this. Now I can hold it easy. Not bad, right? There we go. There we go. Alright, there we go. Alright, so here I'm going to cut the pistol reliefs. Do. I'm actually thinking about cutting this at a diagonal also. Once I get this out, I can adjust the depth of where my fingers go. Alright, and we're out. Alright. Not bad. So I can go in and grab. Alright, so I got my relief cut in. Kind of see how I go in. I'll be able to hold on to that nicely. Got the relief cut here and relief cut here. Everything else, I don't know if I'm going to need relief cuts in yet, but until I get the depth correct. Like this, it's still. I gotta cut it second level. So my idea for second level, I got the first level cut. All I'm going to do is just trace all the way inside. That way I get an idea on where I'm going to be cutting. Of course, all these need to go down to the first level. And I still don't know how I'm going to cut this one, but I don't think I need to go all the way across. Okay, so we got the 22, my double stack holder, and I think that's it. Oh, here. because the tip will be needing to go down. Alright, so let's take that out. Alright, so this is how the layering is going to be. I'm going to have some go through the whole length of the 2 layers, which will hit the bottom third, which is really thin. Okay, it'll stick up a little bit, but the egg shapes will help to hold them in. And I wanted everything nice and tight because I don't want things falling out too easily, at least shaking around. So I like that nice little tight fit. So I marked it through the second layer, and this is what I got. Now, what I'm going to end up doing is, I can find my other template. Alright, so I got my original templates, so let's use this as an example. So I kind of have a rough silhouette on what I want. I'll put this back down to where I need it, like this. Then I retrace all my things one more time. Like that. That'll be my second layer. Alright, let's cut it out. Okay, so I'm gonna try to get my second pilot hole. Woo! Alright, well that didn't work good. You're gonna have to watch out for that when you guys do that. Alright. Alright, let's go over here to the cut. Alright. Take my wire. Thread it through. Hook it back on. Alright. And I'm already cutting. And again, I'm going on the inside of my red line because that's where my templates were made to. Alright, almost done with this cut. Not bad. Alright. Alright, so we got the inside liner in there. Got my first bottom layer in. And got my top layer. And kind of see. That's close enough. And now, so that's full 2-layer depth. And now, oh, that wire gets caught up. There we go. Now it goes in all the way. Nice. All right. So you kind of see it's lifted up. When you push down, then it'll be nice and compressed. So that's a good, perfect height. So we're about like half a digit popping out. So after this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to beat it with a little bit of hot glue so it doesn't flip up every single time. I feel like that'll hold really good. So later on I can kind of shave it out and form it a little better so it comes out easy. But good enough for now. Alright, so here I have the rest of my stencil. This is a 375 round box is my stencil, so I'll hold it right like that. And I have my double mag carrier. It's like this. Kind of see how that looks like, red paper. So I am going to continue my stencil work all the way through. Alright, so I piloted one and set it up. Turn on the machine. Totally see when it starts. See if I can bring you down here. To see the wire through my viewfinder here. It's really hard to keep a very straight edge. I think the only way you can cheat is by setting up a fence, but there's absolutely no way I'm going to be able to set up a fence for each and every step. You can kind of see that the edges are not 100% straight. But that's because I'm shaking. But good enough. Alright, let's go to the next one. And this one I'm going to try to zoom in a little bit more. Okay, there we go. Alright. There we go. Alright, turning on. So if I go fast, you can see it kind of catch up a little bit. Go fast and it catches up. So I want to keep it nice and steady. Now I'm not steady at all, but as best as you can. There we go. Nice little square. Pretty happy with it, just by hand doing stuff. Alright, turned it off, and it gets pretty cool pretty fast, so it doesn't burn anymore as soon as I turn it off. So that's another one down. I'll zoom out, you can see how my progress is. So I'm gonna finish up the rest and get back with you guys. Alright, so here's my bottom layer now all cut out. Got all those in. Now I already started on this. The depth was not right. I didn't want it to go all the way down, so I cut that one already right now too. So that's how it looks like. This one goes all the way down to the third one. Then I put my upper one on top like this. So full depth, partial depth. The second one. And let's see here how things load out. Alright. Is my magazine. Here it is. There we go. How's that look? Looks perfect. Let's see. The depth is perfect. Everything is like right on. Right on. This one's just good. Holster is perfect too. No major resistance, just a little bit of play. Oh, nice. And there we go. That's how I make it. So all I have to do is just a couple more finishing touches, like my oich. So I took the Oakley case. I got these on eBay. So this is my regular Oakley case. Bought an extra one, ripped it off. Looks like it's just glued on. So now I have a glass holder with a spare lens. And I'm gonna cut that sucker right here. So I have my safeties and a spare for day and outdoor and indoor, basically. So the reef cuts now. I have to just do the cut for the nose to fit down here. Then I'm done. Well, not actually, but I'm actually hoping to put some desiccant on the inside, but I don't know where those desiccant cartridges are. I'm going to put those all the way on the bottom, on the third layer, and cut those out. So we'll see how that goes. Looks like everything is good. Looks like everything is good. Everything's nice and tight. Nice and tight. It's good. Very happy.